Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Cooking on Wheels. Today we will be making a cranberry chicken salad. Let's get started. First, we are going to make the kind of liquid base for the recipe. So we're gonna add, and I just spilled it a little bit, that's okay. We're gonna add half a cup of sugar, a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar, 3 cups of mayo. It's a lot, I know. It's a little heavy. This is kind of like the dressing for it, even though it's not that type of salad necessarily. Of course, my Cooking on Wheels spatula scraped the bowl perfectly. Okay, and we're gonna add half a tablespoon of celery seeds. And I normally measure with my heart, but this is one thing I cannot measure with my heart because they're pretty strong. And then just a pinch of salt and pepper. We're gonna whisk it all together. So if you notice, I'm using a special grip device on the whisk called an Easy Hold, which kind of just helps if it's difficult to grip the whisk handle. I've used it on spatulas, on knives, on all different things. But for something like this that I'm like mixing something kind of thick, the grip support kind of helps to be able to hold it for my hand since it's not as strong. You just want to whisk it together. Keep messing up that word today. But you want to whisk it all together until it's like fully combined, especially all that sugar on the bottom. You want to make sure it's like fully incorporated so you don't get random sugar bits because that would not be fun. Okay, that should be good. We're going to set that aside for a minute. And then we're going to start cutting up all of our vegetables. So first we have some celery stalks here. Don't mind that it has a little bit of sugar on it. It's all going the same place, so it's okay. We're just going to cut off the little ends. And then the key to this recipe is you want everything chopped really, really finely, like really tiny. So right now I'm just doing like a regular dice, but then I'm gonna go back and chop it super, super small. We're gonna take about half of that pile first and just kind of roughly chop it through. I actually tried this recipe for the first time in Ohio, believe it or not. I was visiting one of my best friends, Addie, and it's one of her favorite cafes. It's called Cool Beans, and they actually gave me the recipe for it. So this is a little bit different, but it's based on their recipe. The only thing I really changed is the type of chicken that we're using because I couldn't find canned chicken at the store, and it was just easier for me to use rotisserie chicken for this recipe. But that is honestly the only difference. And I just adjusted the amounts because their recipe is made for like bulk cooking, like for a restaurant or a cafe in this case. So it's much, much smaller for, you know, a regular like household recipe. We're gonna put this into our bowl over here. Just moving that out of my way. All right, so our next step is we're going to cut half of a small red onion. So I work at the dining hall in Connecticut Dining Hall over here at UConn. And the number of red onions that I have cut in that dining hall, this one's being very stubborn right now too though. All right, we're gonna make it work, it's okay. They showed me a little trick on how to prep it a little quicker. So if you cut the ends off before peeling it, it's a little easier to then break off that kind of like shell of the onion. So we're just gonna cut it in half down the middle. I'll save the other half for later for a different recipe. Getting all the skin off my hands. Okay, and then you're just gonna wanna chop it really, really small. So the way that I like to do this, I cut down the middle first, not all the way to the end though. As close as you can get, obviously without cutting your fingers. You just want to do this a couple of times. You don't have to do it like a ton because it will fall apart if not. But don't worry about that too much, even if it does. And then you want to cut the other way. So kind of the way that the onion folds, you'll see there's like lines on it. You're going to cut across that way. And again, not all the way through, just as close as you can get to where it still holds its shape, but can cut as much as possible through it. Okay, and then as best as you can without it falling apart, you're just gonna dice it. So you're gonna cut again across this way now. And you're gonna wanna try and cut it again as small as possible, kind of like the celery, so that you have really, really fine chops, and so it's really small and all combined in the end. And don't worry if it takes a little bit longer to cut it smaller like this. It's better, what's the expression? Slow and steady wins the race. So you want it, even if it takes a little time and you gotta do it really slow, you're cutting it the right way, so that's okay. And then now as you get closer to this end where some of like the slices may not be there, like that kind of like grid that we marked, you can just cut it whichever way that you feel is best. In this case, I'm gonna cut one more slice this way. Some of the slices might fall, yep, there they go. So I'm just gonna cut them a little smaller, even it all out. And now I'm just gonna use the bench scrape and put it all into our bowl. The bowl's getting heavy now. Next, we are going to cut up our chicken. Like I said in the beginning, I'm using rotisserie chicken instead of canned chicken. It was just what was easiest for me to get at the store. So I just I took all the chicken like from the bone, broke it all up as much as possible, but there are still some larger chunks, like some like the breast meat is still pretty big. So I'm gonna cut all of that up. The same thing again, just so it's like finely chopped, as small as possible. We have about half of it chopped here. We're gonna pour that into our big heavy bowl that's getting heavier and heavier. Making a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. That's how you know you're having fun in the kitchen. And we're just gonna finish cutting this up. All right, so we have all of our chicken in the bowl. Now we're gonna add about, it's about 1.5 to almost 2 cups of craisins, just, dried cranberries. And I honestly love these. I feel like it helps sweeten up the recipe a little bit, but like add a little bit of a different texture. Now we're just mixing everything. So you gotta make sure you get all of that kind of dressing stuff on the bottom that we made. And I think I'm gonna switch over to a larger spoon. Okay, Now that we have it all mixed, we're just gonna give it a quick taste, see if it needs anything before we plate it. Let's try it. I think it needs a teeny tiny bit more salt, but then we're good. Okay. I'm gonna mix that in one more time. And it does taste like cool beans. I hope I make them proud with the recipe. I don't know if I'll get it super, super close to theirs, but I'd like to think I did. So something really special about this recipe, like I had said, that I got to go visit my friend Addie in Ohio to go I went to go see her. Actually, she was an actress, and so she was making her regional debut to perform in Fiddler on the Roof. And so I got to go watch her show and all that, and it was one of the only times I got to visit her in Ohio, actually. But yeah, it was a lot of fun though, and got to see where all of her favorite places and things to do were, and Cool Beans was one of them. So here I just have a bagel. It's basically the college dorm version of saying I didn't want to buy a loaf of bread, so I got a bagel instead because it's easier. So we're just gonna take a little bit of, this is my favorite kind of lettuce. It's Boston lettuce. I found them in teeny tiny ones. Usually it's one big one, but I thought they were adorable, that they're little ones. So I'm just gonna take a few leaves and lay it on the top. That's the top. This just adds a little bit of crunch and freshness, and I just think it's really good too, honestly. But I may be biased on that one. And you can honestly even use these as like little scoops. That's why I had originally gotten it, but I think that it could work as filling a sandwich as well. So we're gonna try and not make a mess of this, no promises, but we're gonna do a nice big scoop of it right in that middle of the lettuce bed that we made. Just like that. What do you think? I think we could add one more little scoop at least on top. Makes a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. And let's top it, and let's see if I can flip this, because I did this backwards, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3. Wow, okay, that didn't make as much of a mess as I was expecting. And there you have it. There's our chicken salad sandwich. Here, and I'm gonna try it one more time with one of our cute little lettuce scoops. Let's see. Don't judge me that I'm trying it right out of the bowl, it's okay. It's just me that's trying it right now, so. I share with friends though, don't worry. Let's try it. It's so good. Well, I hope that I made Cool Beans proud, and I hope that I made Addie proud with this recipe too. Bye.